My name is Captain Jacob from the 432nd Wing at Creech Air Force Base.
My name is Staff Sergeant Chandler from the 32nd Wing at Creech Air Force Base.
Gentlemen, if you could explain your role with regard to the aircraft standing behind you.
Absolutely. I am the pilot in command of this aircraft behind us, the MQ-9. We fly out of Creech Air Force Base in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm in charge of anything that has to do with this aircraft, and this is my counterpart. He'll introduce himself.
I am a sensor operator on this aircraft. I operate the multi-spectral targeting system.
Jed, can you explain your training to get you up to this point of actually flying this particular aircraft?
Absolutely. I am what the Air Force calls an 18X, so I'm an RPA-only pilot. The training pipeline for that is approximately 1 year out of Randolph Air Force Base. From there, you have your follow-on training to the aircraft that you've been selected to fly. So I was chosen to fly the MQ-9, and that training pipeline was approximately 6 months with the top-off inside your squadron for your specific capabilities and training needs.
And yourself?
So we'll go through basic training. It's about 2 months, and then we'll go through Lackland for our aircrew fundamentals course. We'll learn about all the basic different aircraft and then just how to generally fly. And then we'll go through another fundamentals course, and then you get your initial qualification training, and it all takes all in total about 9 months.
So, okay, from flying the MQ-9 behind you, if you got a transitional phase to a conventional fixed-wing aircraft, or we stay with the drone type aircraft?
Absolutely. So, like I said, I'm an 18X pilot, so I will only fly RPA aircraft in the U.S. Air Force. The Air Force created this career field to help facilitate the pilot shortage in the unmanned career field, so I will only be able to fly unmanned aircraft. I am, however, able to transition through other platforms. I previously flew the RQ-4 Globalhawk. I did that for 4 years and was an instructor in that platform before transitioning to the MQ-9, where I'm now an instructor and evaluator.
So you'd be aware that in Australia we've actually now just agreed to purchase the aircraft behind you?
Absolutely.
In a slightly different form, obviously. Can you tell us about the Australian connection that you guys will have?
Absolutely. We love to work with our coalition partners like Australia. We've had Australian exchange pilots and sensor operators fly with us in our home stations. We've been able to build relationships and ties. Working the same fight together has been phenomenal for the training and developing our tactical procedures that we utilize every day, and hopefully that they can use that information to develop your program here in Australia.
Being for me also with the Globalhawk, you realise we're actually procuring those as well.
Yes.
So you understand that we've got a bit of a steep learning curve. Any words of wisdom for our would-be pilots and sensor operaters?
Just to stay in the books, understand how the aircraft works, and then figure out how you can implement your weapon system into the fight. What's the best way to integrate with the other assets and supporting the troops on the ground?
So the aircraft behind you, we can see we've got some beautiful black and white stripes. Can you give us a bit of an insight as to why that aircraft has got those stripes and what it means?
So the stripes represent D-Day. It was part of all the aircraft that were supported during D-Day. We painted the tail so that every coalition asset would know who the friendlies were and who the enemies were.
And any words of wisdom for young pilots that say would like to get into the Air Force? You know, what sort of, if it's their chosen career path, what sort of advice would you give them to have that career?
Absolutely. I think it's important to understand what you're getting yourself into. We have to make a lot of very important decisions, life-changing decisions when we are operating this aircraft, any aircraft in the Air Force. And so it's important to understand what you're getting yourself into and the training commitment as well as the commitment once you've completed your training. Once you're in the program, then I think it's important to study and understand how this platform works and how you can, like I said, how you can fully integrate with all the other assets.
So you guys, the multi-spectral targeting system here. It's a very capable system. Usually we're having about the electro-optical and the infrared as well. So part of my job is to manipulate the camera so the ground forces and the pilot can see what we're doing on the ground. Another feature that this has is the LRD and the LTM. Our laser range designator is something that guides in munitions, and that's also part of my job. So the pilot will essentially fly the aircraft and rifle up the missile while I guide it in while it's in flight.
All right, so we have 2 sets of pylons on either side of the aircraft. Typically, we'll carry 4 Hellfire missiles. So on the 2 outboard pylons, we'll have a slide with 2 Hellfire missiles. And on the inboards, we can support precision guided or GPS guided 500-pound class bombs, so GBU-12s and 38s or 54s. We can also, if necessary, we can have a external fuel tank added, which will provide a little bit longer on-station time due to that extra fuel. This aircraft is propelled by a Honeywell 900 horsepower turbo prop that provides us the capability to fly overseas for long durations of time.